Hey, this is James with Falcons Fury Harley-Davidson, and you will notice Jake is not with us anymore. Oh, he's not dead. No, he's not dead. Jake got a really good business opportunity that he had to go take up in Detroit. That's where he is now. He's doing great. I miss him, you know, every month or so. I kind of have a minute or two where I go, oh, what that fella, what, Jake? Yeah, I miss Jake. Anyway, it's been a very long time since we did a video. We've been trying to reformat, so let's call this season 2, if you will. And it's going to be probably just me solo. I may find another person, but there's no replacing Jake. You know that. Anyway, today we have a pretty special show for you. We are looking at the Pan America. So we're going to take the Pan America out for a ride. We'll have a quick look around it, see what it does, and the big question is, can it compete with the big boys, with the BMWs, the KTMs, the Tigers, the Triumph Tigers of the world? Does it have what it takes to compete with that, and will it? Will people look at it and say, yeah, I want to take that for a drive and see how it goes? So we're going to go down, we'll have a look at it, we'll take it for a little ride, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. And yeah, this is usually when Jake would say some stupid shit and I would just kind of smile and nod, and he's not here to do that, so I'm just gonna, I guess we'll just go ride the motorcycle. And so finally it's here, the Pan America. We've been hearing about it for a long time now. We've seen the rumors, we've seen the prototypes. We finally have the Pan America, and spoiler alert, it's fantastic. So let's address the elephant in the room now, if we can. The looks of this thing have been, let's say, polarizing. Some people think it looks great, some people think it looks terrible. When I saw this in photographs and on videos, I thought, I don't know if it's that great. In the flesh, it's a lot nicer than it looks on video, and I realize you're watching this on video, so maybe you're going, oh, I don't know, James, but trust me, when you actually see this thing in real life, it's fantastic. Now, you may be asking yourself, right, why would I listen to the guy that works for Harley-Davidson about how great this thing is? Because I work for Harley-Davidson, true story. However, I have had a little bit of experience with adventure touring. There was a period in my life where I was pretty heavily into it. It was right after A Long Way Round came out with Ewan McGregor. I thought, yeah, that looks great. So got myself an adventure bike, started doing all that, had the gear and everything. And then I realized I absolutely hate camping. I don't see the point of it. There are millions and millions of hotels in the world for a reason. I don't really want to sleep under canvas. There's nothing attractive about that for me at all. So I don't really do the adventure touring thing anymore. But having said that, I do have a lot of experience. I've ridden the BMWs, the Triumphs, and the KTMs, which is what the Pan America is really going after. And the big question is, can Harley-Davidson create an adventure motorcycle which can play with the big boys? With the BMW, with the Triumph, with the KTM. Now I know there are a lot of other adventure tourers out there. Honda makes some, Yamaha makes some, but they don't really play in the same category as this, either spec-wise or price-wise. This falls in right around the price of the BMWs, the KTMs, and the Triumphs of the world. And after riding this, I can tell you, this is here to play, guys. This is here to play. It is fantastic. I'm not going to bore you with the specs. You can look that up online. We're going to take it for a ride, and it's really great. Okay, so this is take 2 of the video. The first video where I used the helmet cam, which some Einstein said would be better, was not better. So here we go. Now, my microphone didn't work this time, so we gotta do the old school voice over. We'll get it right one day, guys, I promise. So the Pan America. This is about the 3rd or 4th time I've taken it for a ride, and every time I get on it, I am more impressed. It is absolutely spectacular. Harley-Davidson have done pretty much everything right on this motorcycle. It's just so good. It rides well, it handles spectacularly, it's comfortable, it's quick. This new engine is spectacular. Now what I'm riding right now is the 1250 Special. It's pretty much got every single option. It's got the spoked wheels, which if you are on an adventure bike, you definitely want spoked wheels. The cast wheels are not ideal for it. This engine, the 1250, is very, very special. It's got a ton of power down low. It gets you up to speed really quickly. It's quiet, it's smooth, it's very, very responsive. So the Pan America is positioned to sell with the BMWs, the Triumph Tigers, and the KTMs. And it has every single thing on it that they have. So Harley-Davidson have created an adventure motorcycle which can play with the big boys, and that's fantastic. So the suspension on this is an active front and rear suspension. It's got vehicle load control, so you can adjust how much you want. When you come to a stop, it lowers down a little bit, because this is a tall motorcycle, you know, so you want it to low down a little bit so you can flat foot on there. This particular one has a center stand as well as a side stand, which is great if you're out on a dirt road or something and you put your bike up. It's a lot more stable. The Brembo brakes, fantastic. They really stop this thing fantastically, and I hope that we see Harley-Davidson incorporate Brembos into more of their motorcycles. I think that would be it. And this one, the 1250 Special, has a lot of other protection on it. It's got a brush guard down below. It's got the aluminium skid plate, or aluminum, excuse me. Skid plate keeps everything there. It's got the hand wind deflectors, which are really nice. Heated hand grips. It's pretty fantastic. I am absolutely impressed with it. And like I say, if I was still doing this adventure touring, I would definitely put this one on the list. But then most people are going to ride this, not going to get off-road. Luckily, it handles absolutely spectacular on the road, which is where 90% of people are going to ride this. You know, you're going to spend maybe 10% of your time off-road, where it will also handle spectacularly. And it's almost unfortunate that it's not going to get used off-road as much as it should, because it'd be brilliant for it. But then of course you've got to, you know, you get where you go, and that's fantastic. And then you've got to put up a tent and shit in a bush, and that's not so fantastic. For me. I understand everyone else loves that kind of stuff. But cornering on it's beautiful. And I think part of that comes down to the semi-active suspension system that this has on it. So what that does is it reacts to a number of things, the position you're sitting in, the weight of you with either a passenger or luggage, vehicle speed, roll angle. There's a lot of stuff going on here which adjusts the suspension continually, so it gives you the absolutely perfect ride. And then you can adjust it manually as well, so you have a comfort, which is a suspension which is nice and compliant for when you're just on rough road conditions, and balanced, which kind of makes it so if you're on the road like we're on right now, it just keeps it all where it needs to be. Sport, it maximizes the ride control, it higher damping rates, makes it a little more aggressive. Off-road soft, and then you have off-road firm, for if you're on soft off-road or firm off-road, I suppose. There's a lot of technology going on with this, and I don't really understand technology, but it makes a really great bike. I am super impressed with this. The screen that you can see on the screen right now is very bright.
The sun's shining on it right now and you can read everything absolutely fine. It gives you a lot of information. It's really, really great. And I think the looks of this motorcycle, while at first polarizing, I think what you got there was a lot of people that were used to Harley-Davidson, and they said, well, that doesn't look anything like a Harley-Davidson. But it does in a way. It has some very Harley-Davidson characteristics to it, but it's also taken everything else in the adventure touring world, incorporated into it, and come out with the Pan America, which is growing on me every day in the looks department. Ride-wise, I got on it, loved it instantly. The looks are growing on me. I actually quite like it now. I want one. The big question is going to be, are traditional adventure touring riders going to want to try a Harley-Davidson? And I think the answer to that is, you should. If you're looking for an adventure touring motorcycle, you're obviously going to try a BMW GS. You're probably going to try a Triumph Tiger. You should try a KTM. And then you should go to your local Harley dealership and ride a Pan America. Because I'm telling you, from someone that has experience on all these motorcycles, this one is right up there with it. I am absolutely blown away. I'm impressed, and every time I ride it, I get more impressed. I find something else I really like about this motorcycle. And I will say that this one, the Special, is probably the way you want to go. The non-Special is great. This one has everything that you want. You could literally put some panniers on the back of this and head out into the mountains and do that mountain thing. But the Pan America, Harley-Davidson have absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. I am very, very happy. Anyway, we're going to wrap up the video here for a second time and then we'll go up top and I'll give you my final thoughts on it, which I'm sure you can already guess because I love it.
Okay, so just got off the Pan America, just rode it, we just did a short ride, and in a word, sublime. The big question was, can Harley-Davidson compete with BMW, with Triumph, with KTM? And the answer is bloody well right they can. On that, absolutely. It was a sublime ride. It was absolutely incredible. It was everything that you don't think of when you think about a Harley-Davidson. I had to keep looking down going, wait, does that say HD? It does say HD. It's absolutely incredible. It handles beautifully. It corners like a dream. It's comfortable as could possibly be. I am literally speechless. And I know, like I said at the beginning of the video, why would you trust the guy that works for Harley-Davidson to tell you how damn good it is? Well, you don't have to. Go to a Harley dealership, come here to Falcons Fury if you're in the area, ride it. Go ride a BMW, go ride a KTM, go ride a Triumph. I guarantee you, you're gonna come back massively positive on this bike. It's that good. Very rarely am I speechless, but with what I just rode, I'm pretty close to speechless. It was fantastic. If you are looking for an adventure touring bike, you owe it to yourself to try the Pan America as well as the other brands and see, because it will blow your mind. It doesn't feel like a Harley, it doesn't sound like a Harley. The engine is smooth, it is quiet, it's responsive, it's quick, it's fantastic. The Brembo brakes stop that on a dime. It is just, I'm gushing. I realize I'm gushing right now, but that was incredible. It just absolutely, it was fantastic. So yes, Harley-Davidson can compete with the big boys in the adventure touring world right now. Will they? Well, that's going to be, we'll have to see. Will people come to a Harley dealership to try one of these? I think they will, because one thing I know from my friends who are big into the adventure touring market is they're very, very brand loyal. True. I have one mate who swears he'll never get on anything but a BMW. I've challenged him to come down and try this and see what he thinks. But the question is, will people that buy those brands come and try this? And I think yes. One thing these guys, like I say, they'll try everything. They will try every single motorcycle. They'll test ride everything to get just the right bike. And I think the Pan America, I know the Pan America can compete. It's got the technology, it's got the comfort, it's gonna have the reliability. It's fantastic. Harley-Davidson, well bloody done.